Welcome everybody to Viada's Tiny House Village and to this edition of Vegetable Soup for Women. We are inviting you to read the book Vegetable Soup for Women as a nourishment for your body, your mind, and your finances. And that's the whole reason I come on every Wednesday night to introduce you to Vegetable Soup for Women and to ask questions about men and women and relationships. So, welcome. And we have men coming on tonight to answer the question, what do men really need from women? And we got to talk about what women need from men as a result of that and how the communication can be improved. So, welcome everybody to the village. You're welcome on this special Wednesday night, January 28th. It's 28, 8 is a 10, and 1 is an 11. So that's 2, and add to the number 1. It's a 3 tonight on the universal cosmic spinning numerology of things. So 3 is really powerful to help us understand, overstand the triangle of spirit and love and unity all coming together. So we want you to join us tonight in your comments and your conversation to talk about the nourishment that even you need for your body and your mind and finances even. And that's what this book is about. I had the privilege and the honor of being one of the authors for this collection of 9 people coming together. This was truly, in my mind, a divine assignment, a divine event that brought people from all over the country who didn't even know each other to write this book. Now, my motivation for writing this book was the movie by Tyler Perry called Straw. It was a depiction, a dramatic depiction of a Black woman who had the worst things happening to her that you can imagine. Her child dying, losing her job, killing someone, being accused of robbing a bank. And at the end of all that, they're getting ready to put her in prison because she was being arrested. And I thought, this is the worst story to be entertained by because it had no solution. It had no really positive, upbeat solution. So I contributed 2 stories in this book about solutions and how to get out of a straw situation where a woman is in the worst situation, being evicted. Did I mention she was evicted from her home? So I'm on a mission to erase that type of drama from our lives, women's lives especially. And that's why tonight we're asking the question, what do men need from women? And finding the perfect lover. Now, if you have not been watching the Walking Monks for Peace, then I want to just show a quick clip before I bring on my guests tonight and ask the men for their comments of what's going on on the East Coast of the United States, for those of you who are watching out of the country of the United States. This event is global. There are people watching this event from all over the world on Facebook, and it's even now being summarized and depicted on YouTube. The Walking Monks, or the Walk for Peace. It has caused people to cry, to repent, to just pour out their emotions, and to be walking in a inner peace. They're transforming their lives. So I pulled up a little portion of what's going on the Walk for Peace. So for those of you who are may not be following, I actually talked to two people today who didn't know anything about the Walk for Peace. This thing is growing. It started in Texas, but it's growing immensely, and they are leaving. I believe they're leaving North Carolina either this weekend or soon to go into Virginia, and the goal is Washington, D.C., the most corrupt place in the country, full of legislators and people who are stealing from us and doing absolutely nothing for the public, as far as I'm concerned. So that's where they're headed. 19 monks with the most disciplined energy you could ever imagine. And the last time I looked, they have taken off their boots, no hats, and walking in cold weather with their garments. So let's just take a look for those of you who are unfamiliar with it, because the term lover got introduced by one of the head monks. And that's why I'm looking to help women find the perfect lover, and even men find the perfect lover tonight, because of the influence of these monks really showing us what Christ is like. I think they're the walking image of Christ. And that's why it's so disruptive to the Christian community, because they don't really know what Christ looks like, I think. So let's just watch a little bit of what's going on in North Carolina. That's where they are right now, and how it's affecting people and bringing people together, and causing people to think about who their real lover is. You know, that's what we're asking the question: do you have a lover? Do you want a lover? Who's your lover? And the men tonight are going to tell us to start, what do they need in a lover? So let's just take a peek of what's going on in North Carolina.
He calls me his mama now. And I really enjoy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Are you cold now or
I'm
a
fine.
little bit fine? Okay, good. So
Yeah.
what do you think about this program, Monks Working for the World Peace?
I am so happy they chose our little town to come through. I am very proud. I am just so honored that they did choose our town.
Okay, very good.
Sure
Thank you.
am.
Watch the tires behind you, ma'am. Over to the right, quickly. Everyone over to the right. You don't want any accidents. Over to the right. Over to the right. Over here. One more. Yeah, next.
Walk for Peace. We are so excited to have you here at Jordan Matthews High School. We just welcome you with open arms and blessed hearts, and can't wait for the great things this is going to mean for our community, our school, and our students.
Good afternoon. My name is Donald Matthews. I'm the mayor of Solid City, North Carolina, and I just want to welcome the Buddhist monks to Solid City with their Walk for Peace. It is an exciting time, and this is Jordan Matthews High School where I'm standing, my alma mater. I graduated here in 1976.
Good evening, Sheriff Mike Robson. How are you doing this afternoon?
Terry, it's good to see you, man. We're doing great.
Good. So what brings you out this beautiful evening in Solid City, Chatham County?
We're proud to have the Walk for Peace coming to Solid City. They're walking down 421 right now at a quick pace, about 3 miles an hour. They do about 20 miles a day, and so we're really proud. This is going to be one of their stop points right here at our own Jordan Matthews High School.
Okay. Now, is there anything else that you would like to say about that good team that's working?
The team that's working, we've got a team with them, making sure they're safe. We've got people in front of them and behind them. They're taking care of all their needs. They're taking breaks. And, you know, I think they've got a lot of publicity across the nation for what they're doing. And, you know, we're expecting thousands of people here to be here tonight, to be honest with you.
Well, thank you so very much.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Dr. Anthony Jackson with Chatham County Schools. I'd like to welcome the Walkers for Peace to Siler City, North Carolina, and to Chatham County Schools.
Hello, everyone. I'm here at the Walk for Peace at Jordan Matthews High School in Siler City, North Carolina. My name is Adam Lutterlow, and I'm the principal of Jordan Matthews, and we are so proud to be able to host the monks for the Walk for Peace tonight. We are a school that is dedicated to learning, to moving forward, to peace, and to opportunities for our students. And what better opportunity for our Jets than to be here with these monks who have walked across our nation, who are teaching us of peace, of loving kindness and mindfulness. We are very proud of this moment, and we are excited to see and listen to the message these monks will share.
Now, therefore, I, Jacques K. Gilbert, Mayor of Apex, North Carolina, do hereby proclaim Friday, January 23rd, 2026, as Walk for Peace Day in the town of Apex, and urge all residents to participate in this event or related events and recommit themselves to building a peaceful, respectful, and united community where all have the opportunity to thrive. Signed on this 23rd day of January by yours truly. And I do have one more presentation as you've taken the journey with the steps of so many miles, so many steps through 10 states. And you're here now in Apex, North Carolina. What I would like to present to you, and it is my honor as a mayor to present to you a golden shoe. As you have illuminated a journey that we all can be inspired by. So not many people have these shoes, but it's my honor to present this to you. Thank you for being a blessing.
I'm thankful for the monks, and hope and brighter days ahead are inevitable.
I've been following the journey since the beginning, and I am just excited to be here. So thankful for the monks starting this initiative around the country, and I wish them safe journey, and I just hope that they make it to their destination safely.
I'm just inspired to be here and just thankful that they have included North Carolina in their journey.
I love looking around and seeing all of the people that probably could have stayed inside somewhere warm, but believed strong enough in this and believed in the message that they are projecting enough to come out here and love one another and love the message. So it's
just tears and feeling at ease and feeling like there could be change in the world. It gets really hard out there when it feels like everything is just trash sometimes. And the monks give you a really good reason to feel like you got to keep going. And you got to, even if it's saying nothing at all, even if it's being whimsical with signs and just being there and in the moment, that's what matters.
Oh. Well, there's a lot going on nowadays. So, for them to walk and show everybody, not just America, but the world, and just show that we can come together by doing something simple. It's just walking, it's something that we do every day, but they're doing this cross country, and it's just amazing.
It's just a special and most beautiful thing, and I'm blessed to be able to witness this. So excited.
Yeah, I think everybody needs love and peace in their heart. I think that this brings everybody together. So much violence out there. I think as a community, everybody needs to just feel that presence in their life.
And everybody was like silent as soon as they walked by and just like bowing their heads, praying, and just like, it was just peaceful. It was a mind-blowing experience. You had to be here to see it.
Anything that promotes a better world is something that you want to see and be a part of.
And we want to tell the world that we still have hope. And we can continue to have a hope. And so we share the prayers and welcome the prayers from all over the world.
This is like, I'm blessed today that by seeing all this news from Facebook, and some of the friends messaged me, hey, it's happening right here. So I said, okay, I'm right there.
It is amazing, the crowds that they're drawing. It's like people have a hunger and a need. And they're fulfilling this need.
We've never seen anything like this.
I've been tracking them since they were in, I believe, Alabama.
It was like, I could barely see them, but it was really cool.
It fills our hearts to see how many people are showing up and showing support, even though
Many people have never heard of a monk or seen monks before.
The Walk for Peace has spanned 7 states and nearly 3 months as a group of monks journey onto Washington, D.C. in the name of peace.
It's been really meaningful. When they started the walk, my grandmother died on the day they started. And when they end in Washington, it will be my mother's birthday. So to me, it just aligns synchronicity-wise that it means that I need to be here and witness them walking for peace.
They have sacrificed so much. Some of them are out here walking in sandals. Some of them are walking barefoot. So they're making sacrifices.
Hopefully that everyone will practice to have loving kindness and compassion so that peace will bloom.
How y'all doing?
So that's just a little smidget or small view of what's going on the East Coast of the United States. My perspective and feeling is that this is the Spirit of Christ in motion. There's no other way for me to explain the emotions and the attention that it's getting and the protection these men have, and the demonstration of love, discipline, peace, and perseverance that these men have. It has to be what I would call the Spirit of Christ, the Spirit of Yeshua HaMashiach, the Spirit of AKA Jesus. People have said, people who know the Bible and who are religious and who are Christians have said, well, we're waiting for Jesus to come back. We're waiting for Christ to come back in the clouds, maybe. But we're waiting, especially Catholics, if they have any faith. They're waiting for Christ to come back. Guess what? He's here. He's here. Hey, wait. He's here in the bodies of men who have dedicated their lives to a life of minimalism and exercise, discipline, and love of their bodies. You don't see any fat men walking on this road, but you got plenty of those in the church. So let's just keep focusing on evolving from the old belief systems that we were taught in Sunday school and the new ones that show up in our face on Facebook and YouTube and everywhere else that, look who's here. Christ is here. He's here. He's in the body of these men. Nobody can do this unless they have a special anointing, special covering. You can't just walk for 90 days in your sandals and barefoot and not fall out. Most people can't do that. So I'm just so excited, as you can tell, about this movement and what it means. I wish I could go to Washington, D.C. when they get there. The energy is going to be amazing. So tonight, though, the Buddhist has been talking about your lover, the cell phone. At the end of most of his speeches, he talks about asking us to put our lover away when we don't use it and not to pick up your lover first thing in the morning. Instead, he's encouraging, motivating, inspiring us to do your breath work and meditation first and bring peace into your heart. So we're asking tonight, what do men need from women? And I'm guessing and betting that peace is one of those things. They want to have peace in their relationships with women. But my friend and my business partner, L.A. Davis, aka Vauban Schwartzwald, is here tonight to share his wisdom about what do men need from women. And then we want to know from his expression, and for any of the others who might call in, I've invited several of the brothers to call in. And so we want to ask their opinion first, especially if we're looking at different age groups. We want to say, what do men need from women? And then hopefully the conversation will be for nourishing the women is, okay, how can I help you? Or that doesn't line up with my needs, so I'm not going to enter into a relationship with it. These are the types of conversations that I hope you will have after tonight, listening to this inner exchange of thoughts and ideas and beliefs that mainly want to bring peace in any relationship. Okay. So, LA, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Good evening, LA from Lakeland, Florida. And the question tonight is, what do men need from women? From your experience, from your talking to friends, and you were on Blog Talk Radio for as many years, I think, as I was, 10 or more years. So what have you seen or heard that maybe the top 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know, things that men need from women as a priority?
Well, that's a very subjective question.
Right.
Just as an aside with the monks, if they're monks, for the most part, those monks, Buddhist monks, a lot of them live in the Himalayas. Not all, but many, which is an isolated place. And then most of those guys, if not all of them, are not. They don't have a wife or a girlfriend.
Right. No women in their life.
Well, not on a day-to-day intimate basis. So
Right.
um
The woman, actually, there's a woman actually doing the videography on this journey. So they have one woman traveling with them all the time, but she's the one holding the camera.
right. So, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Yes.
Well, the whole thing, first thing, depending on who you ask, different people might have a different definition of what a lover is for them. So I look at it two ways. You can have a lover where we're based on intimate sexual relations, that type of lover, or something more broad based.
But
Where
what do you need from women? What's your need from women?
well, here's my philosophy. I think with most people, including myself, you need maybe three things. Now, that is the three things, the top three things on your list might be different from person to person. Generically speaking, a person that's a good person.
What do you mean by a good person? Please break that down, honey, because we got to break that. What do you mean by a good person? Do you want to be a good Christian or a good Buddhist or what?
No, I don't factor religion in or spirituality into mine at all.
Please break down what you mean by it. You need a woman to be a good person. What does that mean?
Basically, yeah, boy, that's a good question. What is a good person to me? A person with decent character. But then again, what's decent character? Okay, well, let's put it this way: a person that's smart, a person that's no, hold it, resourceful, cooperation, and creativity. Those are the top three things, with cooperation being number one. That's the number one thing. And I don't mean in the bedroom. All my top three are totally out of the bedroom. Now, I also believe no matter who's speaking, including myself, although within your top three, in most cases, I haven't met you. Now, there might be some exceptions to the rule. Listen to this podcast tonight. I think basically, if you can find people that have two of those qualities, you're good. But I think it's rare, if super rare, that you'll find somebody who fills all your top three requests. So for me, cooperation. I need somebody who's cooperative and a person that's resourceful. Those are the two things that attract me to women.
Okay, so when I'm gonna try and interpret these men tonight, because sometimes the language, again, we speak in two different languages here, but I'm gonna repeat what I hear you're saying. What I think you're saying is you want a woman, number one, who's going to cooperate with your plan or your beliefs or your idea of getting through this life and making money and doing all the things that make you happy or comfortable. Is that right?
That make us comfortable.
Well, this is what
Whoever
you
that
need.
woman might be.
Okay, but this is what you need. This woman might not have the same
Oh, yeah,
idea.
all right. Well, what I need somebody that will cooperate. That's
Okay.
number one.
Number one, cooperate with your desires and your plan, your goals. Okay, we could say
Right.
your desires and your goals. Okay. So
right.
if I meet you and we develop a friendship and I ask you, well, what do you need in a woman? And you tell me you need someone who's going to cooperate with your goals and your desires. And I say, well, I have some goals too, and I have some desires. Are you willing to work with me on my goals and my desires?
Yeah, list them and we'll work it out.
Okay. So go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Tell me, and then we can because with I'm very corporate now when it comes to intimate relationships. It's because I'm divorced. All right, so I'm looking at the next time I get married, if I get married again, which I think hopefully I will, is I'm looking at it as a business, as a partnership, and it's on a corporate structure where we have a one sentence mission statement that we both have to agree on, and that mission statement has to be bigger than the two of us, than the two of us as individuals. So now, no matter what she might do that might turn me off, or what I might do something foul that turns her off, we stay true to the mission of that relationship. Which, and a prime example of this is the royal family of England. King whoever, way back when, he set it up where, you know what, some of my descendants are going to be F-ups. They're going to have mistresses and misters and all this other stuff. But the royal family stays intact. So, and I got this from the book The E-Myth by Michael Gerber. So now this sounds totally unromantic, but the way I look at it, life is transactional anyway. So, like what I'm saying probably turns 95% of the population totally off. But that's where I'm looking at it. But we take a look at what she wants, what I want. Let's put it on paper, reduce it down to one sentence. That one sentence has to be bigger than the both of us as individuals.
Okay, so LA, you mind telling everybody how old you are?
68.
68. So LA would be considered a baby boomer. So the experience that baby boomers have had in relationships is going to mean that what they need in a woman or a man is going to be probably quite different from someone in a younger generation, right? So
In most cases, right.
Yeah, what you're hearing from LA.
And you also have to factor in culture.
Yeah. So, but that's not a need for you. You've already expressed your needs. It has nothing to do with culture. You don't care about that, obviously.
Well, actually, for me it is, because essentially, I prefer women, because you did mention women. I prefer women who don't live in Western countries. I prefer women that live in developing countries.
So you need a woman who doesn't live in the United States.
Say that again?
You need a woman who does not live in the United States?
I just find out I match up better with women who don't live in the United States or who haven't grown up in a westernized country.
Okay, but does that trump your need for cooperation? That has to be first, or cooperation?
I find I get more cooperation from men and women who come from developing nations versus Western countries.
And what's a developing nation? Name one.
China's a developing nation. Philippines is a developing nation. Most of Asia is a developing nation. All of Africa, for the most part, are developing countries. Now, there's some exceptions, like let's go to Africa. There's some exceptions within Africa on a city level, like Abuja, Nigeria, or Lagos, Nigeria. You have very westernized people that live in those two cities.
Okay. So you have expressed what your needs are for a 68-year-old man, and I, as a woman, would encourage women out there, no matter what your age is, to have conversations like this before you go to the bedroom, especially, and before you get too serious with anyone, because what he has just expressed is not going to align with with a lot of women's idea of what they need from a man. So I would say, even for me, I have had two major relationships in my life. One of them, the man deceased. The other one was a divorce. I have two older children. And what I need from a man at this point to keep my peace, this is what we're talking about, keeping your peace, because the monks are here to help us go inside to find peace. But when it comes to relationships, it's really hard to break that peace if you don't have conversations like LA and I are having. So for me, for instance, I'm going to just be very transparent. At this stage of my life, the next relationship that I have, I need a man to be very spiritual, a yogi, even got to be healthy. I would say, if I had three things, the man has to be: number one, healthy; number two, a yogi, because that's my lifestyle. Every morning, meditate, just like a monk. He almost has to be a monk who loves women. Okay, not the monks who are not are associating with women in this event here, the Walk for Peace. But in my life, in my need is to have a healthy man, not taking a lot of medicine, drug. That's number one. I cannot be in a relationship with someone who's depending on pharmaceuticals to stay alive and be healthy. That's number one. Number two, he has to be a yogi. And number three, I decided I need a musician, because music is my number one love. So that would be the top three. And so if I meet a man who has all three of those, we're going to have a lot of conversations about the next three that I need from a man. So I want you who are listening today to just think about the conversations that you need to have to keep your peace, because what the monks are doing for us as a global family of humans is reminding us what we need to do inside what we need to do to keep peace inside. And what we're doing tonight is just offering you some ideas to have a conversation to keep peace with the person, the significant other in your life who you want to spend time with, because other people can really disturb your peace if you're not aware. The monks are telling us, take deep breaths all the time to keep your peace. So if I meet someone who is not fulfilling the top three in my list of needs, and he starts wanting and starts being pushy or demanding, the first thing I would be doing was taking deep breaths and bringing in mindfulness to think about the words I need to speak, how to communicate to another person what I'm really feeling. Okay, you have to express the truth. By the way, LA, in this cooperation you need, what about the need for the person to be truthful? Does that fit into the idea of cooperating with you? Would you want to talk to a potential mate about truth and honesty?
Well, good question. One of the things I've done on occasion over the last 10 years or so is right off the rip is, I would say, I haven't done this with all of them, but they've been quite fast. Now, this is the thing. Can I ask you a personal question? I can understand if you're upset, but I'm just trying to find out for informational purposes. I have asked some women, first question is, were you biologically born as a male or female?
Huh?
What? I'm not knocking trans. I just won't roll that way. So when it comes to truth, that's the first thing with me.
Okay,
and
so
then
the need for you.
that,
What if you don't want, this person doesn't want to be intimate? What difference does it make if they're trans or not?
Well, like I said, I don't ask that of every woman, but if it looks like there could be some interest, I've asked that question.
You mean you have asked that lately?
Not lately. Well, within the last 6 months, I have.
Really? Well, I guess today, though, to be real,
because I don't want to get involved. I'm not knocking the people of the trans community at all. Do your thing, do you? Okay, I don't have any interest in doing you. So let's just, we can be drinking buddies, but that's about it.
Okay, that is really something today that's very relevant, I think, because men who are not wanting to be surprised about the sex of a person they're dating, that's a very legitimate thought and question to ask these days, because we are really discovering how many people are not the sex they appear to be. We all seeing that everywhere, and I have seen many stories. There's actually a Netflix documentary about a woman a man who became a woman. They have a whole story about her on Netflix, and somebody killed her because they went to a hotel and found out she wasn't who she said she was. So this is serious business today with the gender confusion, that I'm surprised you didn't put that at the top of your list. You need for a woman to be honest about who she really is. That's probably number one, is what I think you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
because and some people, if you listen to some, and it's different from different trans person, it's different for each one. But if you really believe that you are a woman, okay, we're not going to debate that. But I'm old school. What's the DNA say? Okay, what's that birth? The original birth certificate say? That's where I'm at.
yeah, it's not that complicated. It shouldn't be that complicated when it comes to trans issues, dating and all that, because you're either gay or you're not. In my opinion, if you're okay with a trans woman and you're a man, you're gay. That's how I look at it, because they know the parts are not going to be working like a woman, a biological man and a woman. So you're gay. Just admit it. And so this is where Move Around with Deborah says he has to be communicator. Let's see, the rest of that is on a positive level. How do you communicate positively that you're a trans? You just say it right out. I am trans. And then that would eliminate surprises in the hotel room because people get killed over stuff like that these days.
And also lifestyle. It's very relevant what you say about the truth. I have a friend of mine that with her first husband, they met, they got married within a year of meeting each other. And then, 6 months into the marriage, okay, he lets her know that he's a swinger. That would have been nice to know before y'all got married or even started dating.
Okay.
So I'm for put it on the table day one, if all possible.
Yeah. So with all the things that you have on your list that you need, and then women have to think about once they get that list from you, women have to be totally honest, just like you. That is what is key to have peace, is to be honest. Because there's nothing worse than being in a relationship and finding out someone was lying to you for a long time. And because that just drains your peace. And you start really wondering about your own value when someone is not honest enough to be communicating. As Deborah said, you got to be a communicator on a positive level. That positive level means be honest, tell the truth, right, Deborah? So we are looking at today in our society that people are so conflicted in fear, anxiety. They don't have a place to live. They don't have, like the movie Straw, they're getting evicted. So we're just having a conversation tonight between a man and a woman on just some of the issues that you want to bring out when you're communicating, like Deborah said, on a positive level, which means be honest. Do not hold back your honesty. So important. A man will, what about you? Will you fall in love with a woman who is totally honest, or would you rather hear nice things from her and have her talk sweet to you and not be totally honest?
You know what?
You have to think about it.
Yeah, because I'm jaded, man. When it comes to that word love, LOVE, like once again now, I'm very jaded when it comes to that word. I know women, generally speaking, this is a generalization. Okay, I know some people will probably disagree with it. Well, I'm gonna take from Tina Turner's song, "What's Love Got to Do with It?" It's a second-hand emotion. Most relationships, be it intimate or non-intimate, are based on transactions. Okay. We establish relationships with animals, pets. I feed my dog keeps on coming back, wags his tail. Same with a cat. Children, you have a child, you got to feed it, you got to take care of it. That's how I love it. It's life is transactional. So I don't even I can be with somebody as a partner or even married, but yeah, the love thing, it's because another song by Janet Jackson, "What Have You Done for Me Lately?" And that's the way I see a lot of relationships. Once the transactions stop in favor of, and once again, people, I'm jaded. Okay. I've seen women just divorce their husbands, break up with their boyfriends when the transactions, slow down or even vaporize or whatever. It's not that way with everybody, but cooperation, like, you know what? That's why I prefer women from developing countries who will Okay, let's start a business. I'll help you start a business. I'll help you get rich. I'll help you maintain it, pass it on to the next generation. In Western countries, it's what have you done for me lately? I'll land my
Okay,
plane
so
on that.
I think what you're expressing, you could actually have that type of relationship with a man. Since there's no sex involved in your definition or your priority list, you could have that relationship with a man. You want that with any partner. It sounds to me, correct me if I'm wrong, you want any partnership that you enter into, whether it's a man or a woman, this is what you want from that person outside of sexual intimacy. You want these things. But when it comes time for intimacy, does that change the ball game, or does that change your priority list when you start being intimate with a woman?
Well, intimacy, like for instance, if I can, doesn't have to be sexual. I believe that if two people, men and women, okay, because I'm hetero, a person that you can pray with. I think
cooperation, okay.
if you can get intimate spiritually, that's really get naked. And most people, I don't think you can get spiritually naked with them. So that's important, because some things, we have to really go to your core of spirituality. Because some things that you might want to achieve in life, or they might want to achieve in life, or you two might want to achieve in life, might seem impossible. However, if you got a good intimate partner that you can sit down and pray with, which, my ex-wife, good person, we're still friends. My ex-wife's an atheist, so we never connected on that level.
So then that adds to your need list of you want a praying woman.
Yes, and one that will definitely walk by faith, not by sight.
Okay,
because that's the tall order there.
Okay, so that adds to your cooperation of my values is you want somebody to cooperate with your need to pray. So that brings that brings in your personal values. It's not just business here, because you could have all cooperating with the goals, the financial goals and the building goals and all that. But then when it comes, if you really have a need for someone to pray with you, then that person might say, I don't pray. I'm a Buddhist or atheist or whatever. Even these Buddhists, though, the interesting thing is they're stopping to bless people with their strings, and they pray in a different language. They pray, but they all pray together. They have a Buddhist prayer that's in a different language, not in English. So most of these men are speaking, I don't know, Vietnamese, Thai, whatever language from the East. So they are spiritual in the sense of their prayers are not in English. They're praying from a different teaching. But you, as a man of your age, you want a woman who's going to pray with you. And that means your values may not, this is where your values may not match the other person. Because if that person doesn't know how to pray, or they grew up, let's say they grew up in an atheist family, or they grew up in a Buddhist family, or any other culture than Christian prayer, how does that work for you? You cross them off the list then, right? For a long-term relationship.
Christian is too restrictive to me. They could be Buddhists. And so there are over 3,000 religions on the planet. Right?
Okay, so when you say
can connect to a higher power several ways.
When you say prayer, you're not necessarily meaning any particular religion. Is that what you're saying?
No, because you got over 3,000 religions on the planet.
Okay. But you need cooperation to have the same mind to ask a higher power for help when you need it. Do you want your partner to come together with you and seek help from a higher power?
Yes.
Whether it's in the Buddhist religion or the Christian or whatever, you just want that person to cooperate. So here, I guess this is your cooperation.
And I think the act of prayer is that's really getting naked with a person. When I mean, because you can be in bed, that's nude or naked, but it's got but dogs and cats outside the bedroom. So and some of the goals that the other person might want to achieve or you might want to achieve, you're not going to connect because you two just can't spiritually get naked and or let's work it out from a spiritual level and then manifest it on on the 3-dimensional world. So I mean, anyway, that's the way I'm wired. I wasn't thinking this way 40 years ago. I'm thinking this way now.
Well, that's what I was hoping we would get. I asked some younger generations to call in or comment about their needs because they're going to be different. When we look at 40 years ago, we were more sexually active for one. And so I think we had some priorities about what we wanted in the bedroom, maybe, because no relationship is going to last if you are sexually active, strong, young person who likes sex or who loves intimacy. And if things aren't working out in the bedroom, you're probably going to be looking for somebody else. So that for a younger person, the men, what do men need from women? They want a good sex partner. Let's just say it. They want a good sex partner. Most young men, and that's not all they want. They want who was it said you need a whore in the bedroom and a chef in the kitchen or something like that.
You need a lady in the street and a whore in the bedroom.
Right. So for a younger, we're talking here as two baby boomers, but we're looking back at the younger generation, their needs. If you are a woman who's younger in your 20s or 30s and your man is in his 30s or 40s, this is an important question to ask any man that you meet. What does he need from a woman? And then you in turn expressing what you need so that there's no questions asked, no surprises as you get deeper into the relationship. And getting back to what the monks are doing is wanting us to cultivate peace within. You cannot have peace within if you're not communicating to your future wife, husband, or your fiance, even your friends, even not just future wife or husband, but your friends, your close friends. You really do need to communicate what you need from your friends, the type of friendship you want, whether you want them to call you any time of the day or night, whether you want them to pick you up sometimes if they have a car. These are the things that we are stressing to keep peace within. You have to be able to communicate your needs to the person, the people in your life. The people in your life need to know what you need to keep your peace. So this is just an extension of the walk for peace tonight, and the idea that your phone should not be your only lover. And we talk to our phones, look at our phones, listen to our phones, be entertained by our phones. And the walk for peace lesson is put the phone away when you really don't need it and talk to other people and tell them what you need from them so that you don't have to pick up this lover, the other lover, this lover. You don't have to pick up this lover all the time. If you are expressing your needs to the people in your life clearly and lovingly, I need this, I really don't like that, I really don't like that, but I like this. And then see how the other person can communicate, like Deborah said, positively, and have good conversations. This is the key to peace within. Good communication in your relationships where you're honest and expressing your needs. And this is how you find the perfect lover. Instead of the phone, which is interfering with people communicating face to face, because everywhere we go, everybody's in their phone instead of having conversations like, what do you need? How can I help you? What can I do for you? This is what we need to get back to have peace within. And the monks are saying that. How are they saying that? They're walking in stillness. They're walking quietly, not talking, in stillness for many miles. and being totally disciplined in their walk, not eating every hour, not talking and gossiping and all that. Their conversation is very wholesome, healthy, and stop and helping people along the way. There's so much that we can learn from this walk of peace. And I hope that tonight you'll be inspired, if you haven't already, to follow the walk of peace on either Facebook or YouTube. It's on YouTube now, so you can follow either way, either play. It wasn't on YouTube for a while, but because it's gaining popularity, people can see it on YouTube. And the dog Lakota, somebody, or I think it's Lakota, somebody sent me a meaning. The meaning of the dog's name is basically Buddhism. The name Lakota, I believe it is, means Buddhist or enlightenment. So this dog has become a star along the way too, but he's resting, I think, from a surgery of some kind. But tonight we want to just leave you with the idea that to have peace within, find out what the people, the men in your life, the women in your life need. What are their needs right now? Because people are suffering, as the monks have been expressing on the reason they're doing this, because they saw so much suffering in Houston, Texas, and even along the way. They are seeing suffering, and they're bringing this energy of peace and love. You talked about love a little while ago, and to me, love is an energy of positivity that brings healing and alignment with the Creator. And if the Prince of Peace is on the move right now, you want to be watching this movement if you need some peace in your life and some more love in your life, to get clarity from these men of great wisdom. Anybody who can do what these men are doing, walk barefoot, walk for hours, and not pass out. This is great wisdom for all of our lives. And that's why so many people are being touched right now. So I thank you, LA, for having this discussion. I don't know where my other men are, but I guess this is all we needed for people to hear tonight. The need to have conversations. My needs are different. His needs are different. So we're looking for a close relationship with people who are going to meet our needs. And if you want to stay in peace, you got to have that list ready. So get your list ready. If you're single, or even if you're in a relationship with a husband or a partner and you're having problems, get your list, your need list out. It's time. If you're having problems, conflict, arguments, debate, a lot of debates, you need to write a list of your needs and sit down with your partner and discuss and ask them to write a list as well of their needs, and then go out for tea, dinner, stay at home, whatever. Just sit down together and work on your needs list and see if this relationship is going to work or not. Because if you have some needs that just are not going to change for you, and you're really they're important for you, and you're not willing to let go of these needs, you might have to find another partner. Otherwise, hopefully you and that partner can get a greater understanding of why you have these needs, so you can have peace within. If your needs are not being met, you're not going to have peace. So, LA, you have any final thoughts on finding the perfect lover other than your phone?
Well, if you go to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, particularly at the bottom of the pyramid, those essential core needs, it's interesting, love's not on that list. I believe love, and once again, this is just my belief, that love is, it's kind of hard to, of course, you got to define what's your love language, how do you define love, what is love to you. If a person's hungry, they're not going to be in a lovey-dovey mood. So, like I say, it's we get into relationships, be it intimate or not intimate, based on what kind of value we present to the other person. So I would say, you can have your list, but if you want a lover of whatever you define as a lover, is you sort of have to. I believe you have to tune in on what that other person, what their needs are, and if you can help them meet some of their needs organically, then who knows where. So I'll land there for tonight.
Okay, so just to touch on the love topic for a minute, we have the Bible is very helpful. First, what is it? 1 Corinthians 13, I think, to start us understanding what is love. What does love mean? Patience, for instance. Would you want to be dating or involved with somebody who's impatient? Hello. Would you want somebody who's
Impatient
not
people don't cooperate.
So I think we can look at the 1 Corinthians chapter about what love is. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, does not hold anything against you, wrongs against you. You might start there, especially if you want a praying woman. Let's bring out 1 Corinthians when you meet this person and say, listen, this is the love chapter. I think we should both be on agreement on this at least, because this is the energy that will keep us in peace. If you have a very patient wife or girlfriend, woman, you're going to have more peace. Just imagine if you're late all the time, or if you're late frequently, and this woman is always complaining. Why are you late? Why weren't you here at 5 minutes ago? That's not patience. These monks are patient. They're demonstrating ultimate patience. They got a mission to get to Washington, D.C. They're not in a hurry. They taking it one step at a time. They stopping to talk to people, love on people, pray for people. This is patience in action. They're kind. When people are help begging them to come over to them, they stop and go pray for them. They go put a little string around their wrist. They ask them how they're doing. They give them gifts. They give them flowers. Don't envy. Don't hold any wrongs. Of course, they don't envy anybody. There was this guy who was preaching to them on the way about Jesus is the Savior and you're going to hell. This man, and they stopped in South Carolina. I don't know where it was. And these people were preaching about you're going to hell because you're marching for peace. That just blows people's minds who are consciously, spiritually mature, that you're going to come and speak to the Jesus energy that's walking in your face, really, and that's walking in peace, and say, you got to have Jesus or you're going to hell. So what you're doing is wrong. This is what they were telling the monks. What you're doing is wrong because you're not talking about Jesus and as being your savior. So you're on your way to hell, even though you're marching 90 days for peace. That's the insanity that these men have had to confront. Now, here's what how they responded, though. With patience, they say, I understand you. I understand, but this is my path. That's your path. Jesus, this is your way. That's your path. My path is this path as a Buddhist monk walking 90 days in peace. And your path is over there in the church doing what you do. That's how they responded, with kindness, love. They had keep a record of the wrong that they just did in their face, telling them you're going to go to hell. No, kindness. That's all they know how to do is respond in kindness. So I'm just saying, hold whatever 1 Corinthians, if somebody knows the other attributes of that, what love is, study that. Let's just study that first. If you want a praying woman, I would say get that out. If people don't understand from the monks demonstrating what love is, kindness, patience, holding no record of wrong, no anger, no bitterness, then get the book out, 1 Corinthians. That's what the Bible's good for, wisdom from 1 Corinthians like that, where we can still believe that that's the truth. But when you see the truth walking in front of you with no shoes on in winter and expressing kindness and love and patience, you don't need the book. It's there. It's living right in front of you. So that's why this walk is important for all of us, to see the living Bible before us. You will see the living Bible walking in these men and talk and the words that they're speaking. Living Bible, in my opinion. It's my opinion. So you don't have to go to the book unless you're confused, and you might get the book out. But please don't go around telling them they're going to hell and spreading that hate. The spirit of peace and love is marching to DC, and you come in and say, well, and bring your hate and say you're going to hell. No, stop it. We love you. But go sit down in your church and do your thing and go your way and let them go their way. And as the monk said, we'll meet somewhere and come together in love. He said, and they both were saying, I love you. But one saying, I love you, but you're going to hell. And the other said, I love you anyway. I don't think you're going to hell, but I still love you. These are the exciting times that we're in, where truth is being revealed in a different way. And the Bible did say Yeshua would come back, Jesus would come back, and people wouldn't recognize him because they don't know what he looks like. And here it is, the monk. Oh, that's not Jesus, that's a monk. Yeah, it's the spirit. It's the spirit. So thank you, LA, for sharing that, because this is just a small sample of what we encourage everyone to have conversations, healthy conversations. I love you, LA. Even though his view of what he needs is different from mine, that doesn't mean I don't love him and appreciate and respect him. And that's what the monks are demonstrating. Even if your views are different, your needs are different, we can still find the perfect lover by communicating every day like we're doing here, and put the phone down. Imagine if LA was talking and I'm sitting up here doing this and saying, yeah. I'm watching my phone. Yeah. Okay, right. Yeah. That's what we need to do. Put this lover down and love on the person in front of you. This is how you find the perfect lover. You have eye to eye with people in front of you, people right next to you, people on the phone with you. Not on the phone. Well, on the phone, but pay attention, be a good listener, right? All right. Thank you all. Thank you, especially move around with Deborah. Catch her on the Female Solution. She's a traveler. She's always traveling, which I love. She's teaching us how to learn new things and experience life away from your city that you live in, which is what we are. That's how we find a perfect lover. Travel. That's another way. Find a perfect lover. Do some traveling. You'd be surprised what the universe will do for you when you decide to step out of your comfort zone and meet new people, put your phone down, and find a lover without your phone. How about that? Thank you all for joining us. I know there's some out there listening, they just don't want to speak up. But we'll see you on Friday for health and well-being with Viata. And again, if you're interested in vegetable soup, a collection of stories to nourish, you can just send me a Cash App at Dollar Vieta Robinson, and I'll send the PDF right out to you. And then for any amount, whatever amount you send me as a Cash App, you'll get vegetable soup for women in your email. Send me your email with the Cash App. Let's see. I think that's all we needed right now. Okay. So again, thank you, LA. Everybody have a good evening. Stay warm. I got my heater going because it's dropping to 30s tonight again in Florida. I can't believe it. Must be single digits in Chicago. So Deborah, stay warm. All my friends and family. Namaste to all my yogi friends. Ashe, oh, to all my brothers and sisters out there. And aho, Peggy, well-known Buffalo, sending you love for, I know your brother passed away. We send love and comfort and hope that you are remembering him with very good thoughts and memories. And shalom. See you on Friday morning.